how do you deal with the stress and the pressure of entrepreneurship? Because if you're anything like me and you've been on this journey for a while, or even if you're just getting started, you're going to notice that even while you're building out your dream and you're becoming the best version of yourself and you're working on yourself and building these businesses and brands, putting these offers out there, making content, that life happens. At the same time life is happening, you're going through breakup, you're going through sicknesses, something's happening with your parents, you're noticing death in your family, the death of friends, and it's fucking overwhelming. That is going to happen in parallel to you building out your dream and your vision. So I'm going to give you 3 things that keep me grounded and has kept me grounded to be able to survive coming on 12 years in this game plus. And these are things that I find where people just don't understand or haven't really gone there, and that usually leads to them quitting within a year, quitting within a couple of years, going back to a job and playing this weird yo-yo of, becoming the best version of yourself and building a dream, but on the other side, at every major life event obstacle, you're forced to sort of just tuck your tail, go back to a job and start from scratch again. So the number one thing, you've heard this so much, is your why. The man who stands for nothing is going to fall for everything. You really need to know why the fuck you're doing this. You got to have something deeper than just money, and your why is going to evolve as well, but you really need to define in this season what your why is. Like, you can literally ask yourself right now, why should I become successful? Why should I wake up when on those days where I don't even want to fucking get out of bed, I can't get out of bed? Why should I show up that day when, my bank account is on zero and I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to do? Why? You need to figure out a why. In the beginning, it was just to make my dad proud and pay off the mortgage. And then it evolved into being an example for my community. And then it evolved into impacting 1 billion lives. And this season, honestly, is just so I can become the best version of a man for my eventual wife and children. And that's my why. So for you, think about what your why is, number one, and really dial that in and put it somewhere. Whether it's the background on your phone, whether it's, post-it note on the first thing you see when you wake up and you look in the mirror in the bathroom, whether it's on your whiteboard, define your why. This why is going to serve you when the going gets tough, and I guarantee it's going to get tough because that's the constant in life. You're going to get shit thrown at you. So that's number one. Number 2 is fall in love with yourself. And as fluffy as this sounds, I'm going to get practical with it. If you don't love yourself, you won't respect yourself. And if you don't love and respect yourself, you're not going to work on yourself, you're not going to build yourself, and you're not going to develop yourself into the person you need to become to actually fulfill the mission. Because we all start with a dream, right? We're this aspiring, budding entrepreneur. And the journey then is becoming the version you need to be in order to actually execute, fulfill, build, achieve, and maintain that vision of yours. If you were already that caliber of person, it would already be done. But the fact that you haven't built this empire means you're still building yourself into the person. You're still stepping into the vision of yourself that can actually materialize that vision, that dream, that goal. And it all starts with self-love. If you have some, deep disconnection and disinterest and even hate for yourself, you're going to find yourself at the whim and subject to vices, alcohol, pornography, weed, drugs. Not to say these things are bad, like obviously things in balance. I still drink, I still may explore with substances, but there has to be an underlying point of self-love where all of these things, even when it comes to just doom scrolling or Netflix or even partying and seeing friends, everything in excess can be forms of escapism. So you want to make sure that you have firstly a very strong level of self-love. You have values, morals, principles, non-negotiables. You're exercising the muscle of discipline every day because you're going to fucking need that in this journey up ahead, while also exercising the art of balance. That is number 3. So firstly, number 1, again, to be able to handle the pressure, the stress in this marathon of entrepreneurship, you got to know your why. Number 2, you got to have a deep sense and connection of self-love, and therefore have disciplines and practice that you uphold to each and every day. And that leads to number 3 when it comes to balance. Keep one thing in mind, you can die anytime. You may have a fucking 10-year vision, a 20-year vision, but God's plan may be that you die in the next 6 months. And that being said, don't forget that ultimately you're living this life experience. Do not miss the present moment. Do not miss this beautiful journey. Just moments like this of the sun literally in contact with my body, instead of thinking, okay, YouTube video, try go viral, I need to get this out. I miss this moment. And most of us are missing the moment. We're so focused, which you should be, it's a paradox, on trying to, materialize and step into this vision, that you forget that you're also living today. You're living in this moment. So balance is beautiful. There is no such thing as the wrong way. And sometimes, the pendulum can swing too far into the sense of discipline that you're not actually living your life. What's the fucking point? Comes back to your why. Really understand why the fuck you're doing all of this, and you're going to feel so grateful that you get to go, build, trial, test, and just experience life and feel alive, feel fulfilled. Number 2, have some healthy disciplines in place where you can say no to things, you are forced to say no to things, but at the same time, when it comes to balance, you do say yes to certain things as well. You fill that cup back up, and you're not some rigid robot that is, gunning for some destination to realize that when you get there, guilty, you look around you and you think, where the fuck did my life go? So, some game from a 35-year-old. If you got any value from this, share this with one friend who you think needs to hear it. Check out my other videos, and if you want to know more about what I do on a one-to-one level, coaching, speaking, whatever it is, and you want to work with me, check out my links in description, and let's talk. Until the next one.